Hello, world. Welcome back to the You Deserve Health, Happiness, Success, Prosperity, and Love podcast. Well, we are on actual chapter 3 in our reading of the Bible for the 2024 year. And today we're going to talk about some interesting stuff. So put your ears on. God bless the reader and the hearer of his word. Here we go. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? Remember what we said about that tree of the garden and what you can and cannot eat? And let me ask you this. Why didn't he talk to man about this? Why did he choose the woman? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. But remember, we talked about in order to get to that one tree that causes poverty, death, and all that goes along with it, you had to pass up all the abundance of trees that God wanted us to utilize for our health and happiness and sustenance and all the good things that he has for us in this life. For God doth know, says the serpent, that the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Obviously, he must have been watching the woman. She must have been watching that tree. Because what does the serpent do? What does Satan do? He always tempts you with something that you got your eyes on. What you got your eyes on? What you watching? What you longing for? Be careful. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired, to make one wise, she was after wisdom. She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. She gave to her husband with her. He was there all along. He didn't stop it. He didn't say to the serpent, Hey, what are you doing talking to my wife? What? That's my woman. He just let it happen. And on top of that, she gave it to him, and he ate. So I'm going to suggest that the reason the serpent went after her, because Adam, he was out there in the garden with them all along. He never tried it with Adam, but he tried it with something or someone that Adam loved. And he knew Adam would go along with whatever she did, and he did. Be careful what you agree to. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. That's interesting. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. They went and hid amongst the abundance of trees that God had given them. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid. God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, because I was naked and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, get this, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. He won't even take responsibility for this. He put it on her. The woman you gave me. Okay. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because, see, God didn't even have to say which person or creature or whatever the case may be in the garden talked to you. He automatically knew. He knew the answer to the questions even when he was asking Adam. He already knew. And so the Lord God said unto the serpent, right off the bat, right out the gate, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shall thy go. So he must have had some legs and feet prior to the situation. So upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life. Dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Oh my God. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. And unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply the sorrow of thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband. Since your desire was for the tree that I told you not to eat, now I'm giving you the desire to be thy husband. Thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. I'm speechless. Really, Eve? Are you kidding? And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree. You listened to the woman that I gave to you, made from your rib. God says, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Period. So now God is saying to him, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herbs of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread until thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve. Remember, Adam has named everything in existence up to this point, and including Eve. He called her woman, and now he's given her the name Eve because she was the mother of all living. Wow. Unto Adam also, and to his wife, did the Lord God make coats of skins and clothe them. Where do you think he got those skins from? The animals that are around. So God slew the animals to make them clothing. The first leather pair of pants, the first leather bustier, and all that good stuff. And the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life and never perish. Isn't that amazing? and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. Now he had to work for a living, work to eat. People have those signs, I will work for eat. Now he's working to eat. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. Very, very interesting. Well, again, God bless the reader and the hearer of his word. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all listening. And we are going to get this Bible read this year. We're going to give it the good old college try. So with that being said, I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Love you.